Is called On the Road, and today we're going to be talking with Carolyn Kahrs, who owns Care Title. We've been doing business with Carolyn probably, oh my gosh, 10, 12, 14 years. Last year she closed about 100, 120 homes for us here. We're going to ask Carolyn a couple questions real quick. Carolyn, why don't you introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Hello, I'm Carolyn Kahrs. I am the owner and manager of Care Title here in Tarpon Springs. We've been here since 2002, although I've been in title and a real estate attorney for, I will date myself, but probably 30 years now.
Okay. We know Carolyn because all of our sons played hockey together back in the day. Anyway, Carolyn, why don't you tell us a little bit about why a seller needs a title company to do their closing?
Certainly. The last thing that a buyer wants is to pay good money for a property and turn around a week or a month or a year later and find out that A, somebody is claiming an interest in that property, or B, there is a mortgage on the property that was never satisfied, or a lien or a judgment that was never paid, or taxes, property taxes that were never paid. And the county is looking for that. So you really need to do some research and find a good title company and make sure that the title is cleared properly at closing.
Okay. Carolyn, so tell us what the day of close looks like once we get to the closing table.
All right, well, oftentimes when we get to the day of closing, the seller is already signed. Oftentimes they will sign a day before or a few days before closing if they're going out of town. Sometimes they live out of town and we've already mailed their documents to them and they've mailed them back. So either the seller's already signed or the seller comes in before the buyer on the day of closing and they sign their documents.
Mm-hmm. And
it takes, 15, 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot to sign. Mm-hmm. First thing they do is they get greeted by this little girl. And she's our little receptionist. And then they come and they sit in this room and myself or one of our other closers comes in and they sign the documents. Mm-hmm. And then they're given a choice to either wait, usually they don't want to do that, or come back a little later, or have their check mailed to them overnight so they get it the next day. Because after they sign, then the buyer comes in, and assuming that they have a loan, that can take an hour and a half or so to get that done. If it's a cash deal, the buyer signs even quicker than the seller. So that can be done in 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a very smooth transaction.
That's our goal.
Thank you.
Yeah.